Hello, and welcome to the Dogfight, a podcast dedicated to the London Spitfire and Overwatch League. Fasten your seatbelts and observe the no smoking sign, because today we'll be discussing more mixed feelings of disappointment and cockeyed optimism. I'm Havokpus, your host as always, just me today, and I actually apologize for maybe getting this a little late. I have picked up some new work at this company that I'm currently interning at, and my schedule does not jive with anything evening plan wise, so that means that I have to basically do things differently. But that being said, let's jump right into it. London played against the Gladiators and the San Francisco Shock last week, and another 1-1 week, which is very disappointing, especially against the Gladiators. The Gladiators match was really tough to watch because the first half, London did not look good. It was inexcusable, I think, looking at how they played. Just constant, poor coordination, a lot of C9ing, just no regard for the point and what the point is doing. They're not paying, no one's paying attention to the objective, and that was just bad. There is no excuse. I think that was just a really poorly looking first half, and I have nothing else to say on that. It was just bad all over, and that was not okay. The second half was better. The team actually was able to come back and take it to a fifth map. They actually took it to a final round on Oasis, but again they lost. And that's something that I have had a really rough time with watching the Spitfire, because you're playing against these teams that are really pushing the envelope. They're really being able to challenge other top teams and have to really push their opponents, and you're going out on Oasis constantly. It's 2-3, 2-3, 2-3, and that shouldn't happen. Like, you should be able to have fixed your problems on Oasis. The team has looked better, yes, but they're still losing, and that's what matters. If you're not winning more on Oasis, I'm not sure if the problem is really fixed or not. I still have issues with Jester. He's getting caught out in really key moments. Either a fight starts and he is going down too early, or he, goes too deep and dies while the rest of his team is doing something else. That's not okay. There's still this. It's basically the same issues that I've been whining about for the past few weeks now. So I really don't need to get into them. But it's just, you have to stop dying early and when it really matters. Looking at the San Francisco Shock, we 4-0'd, but there was some moments. I remember on Volskaya, San Francisco attacks the point, we just get wiped immediately, and we lose point A. And that's not good. But, we were able to come back, and the team finally got a 4-0, which is good, especially against some of Shock's star players like Sinatra and Architect and Super, I believe. Some of the more hyped up additions. And that was good. They did play much better, and they looked better against the Shock, but still, sometimes the coordination looks off. Sometimes Gesture is doing stuff he maybe shouldn't be doing. Hureg is sometimes losing out on Widow duels and getting picked off early. And I'm not sure if it's a map pool deal and you kind of have to play Widow because these maps really enable her, so you're thinking, alright, well, we have to have a Widow. And I think sometimes London gets really hung up on picks. Once something happens, they dedicate to it, even if they lose a fight or something. And sometimes it's just, alright, you've died twice pretty quickly, maybe this isn't working. It's difficult to say. His McCree did look really good. Hurix, that is. But, yeah, it was hard. Kind of a rough week again. I'm hoping that Berggren will get better. And by the time Stage 4 rolls around, the team can start playing like they're supposed to be playing again. But, who knows? But we still have one more week of play, so like I said before, London's situation currently is that they're able to beat these bottom of the half teams. Shock, they had no problem with. Florida, they beat pretty handily. They're going to be facing against Shanghai this weekend. That should be an easy win for London. But in terms of playoff caliber teams and other surging teams like Boston Uprising, Gladiators are looking a lot better. Philly Fusion have really improved. All these other teams that have shown really big improvements, London is really struggling in. They're taking it to map 5 Oasis matches and then losing because it's Oasis. I don't want to see the team lose just because it's playing on literally your worst map and you haven't been able to fix anything since Stage 3, and you're just completely cutting your chances of winning more and more each time you lose a map. I'm not sure if that puts, some sort of mental strain on them and they're playing more anxiously because they really don't want to play on Oasis, because they know that they will have a greater chance of losing. I don't know. But it has definitely shown, and it is something that definitely needs to be, worrisome, I guess. But the first match is against Seoul on Friday, May 4th at 11 p.m. Eastern, and then the next day on 4 p.m. Eastern, they'll play against Shanghai. Shanghai, I have no problems. I have no worries about. They did almost beat the Philly Fusion, which was actually pretty encouraging, but they did lose still. I think London can beat Shanghai. I'm not too worried about that. I am worried about Seoul. Seoul has displayed similar struggles to London. I'm not sure if it's the length of the season that's really starting to get to them. I'm not sure if it's a similar issue of just map pools being not their strong suit or what. Maybe they're not being able to adapt as better as some other teams. I'm not sure, but Seoul is having the same problem where they have kind of one strategy, one approach to the game, and they're not really being flexible about it. Seoul's thing is put everything on Fleta, let Fleta do what he does, and if he can be effective, Seoul has a pretty good chance at winning. Our strategy is dive with Gesture onto the supports and, go crazy. But when we're not able to stick to that strategy and really do that well, then it kind of messes things up. So for Seoul, I don't know. It's going to be really difficult. They have been looking really tough. Or, not tough. They have been displaying some tough times as well. It might be a similar thing of coaching. Of just, coaches don't know what to do. Coaches are struggling to figure out a solution that works. And that's the thing. I don't know. But I think for London to beat Seoul, they will have to definitely keep an eye on what Seoul is doing lineup-wise. If they're putting in Fleta, just pressure Fleta a lot. And then once Fleta goes down, Seoul's strategy kind of falls apart. If Jaehong is in, just pressure him. It's basically just targeting whoever their most important person is. And then after that point, it's like I guess it's like a building. Once you get away one support structure, the rest kind of falls down easily. Anyway, I think that London can win. I guess the silver lining in all of this mess with Oasis is that we're able to pretty much take it to a final map against a lot of these teams. London isn't able to clutch out, yes, but they're able to at least be very competitive with all of these improving teams. Hopefully this improves in Stage 4. We'll have to see. I believe Bridget will be available for Stage 4. And as well as some other crazy changes, I think the Reaper changes come through where he can just constantly reload if he juggles his abilities well enough. And I think the Mei changes also come through where her little Ice Blaster kind of pierces targets and you can hit people behind and other stuff like that. So, I don't know, hopefully London will be able to better adapt for the meta in the next stage. Who knows? But I am optimistic. I think London can beat Seoul. We've done it twice before. I guess statistically we should be able to do it again. But who knows? But I'm optimistic, and hopefully they will do a good job. But I guess that's it for me. I just wanted to do a quick episode just to kind of get everyone up to speed as well as say some thoughts on the matter. So please put your trade tables up and return your seats to their full upright position, because we're coming in for a landing. Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you in the skies real soon. Apologies again on the short episode. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and we will hopefully have a better one next time. So thank you.